What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Victor Shows, and today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the eye changing effect from this movie Supacell. Without further ado, let's get started. So I already have my clip here. So the first thing we have to do is we can analyze the clip. We have to do a track on this clip. So for the tracking, I'm going to be using Mocha Pro for that. So I already have my clip here, and I will need this part whereby the eye will be changing. So I'm just going to split out this part by pressing Ctrl Shift and D. Then I'm going to put on Mocha Pro on this, or you can use the normal Mocha for this. So come over here and then select the X spline tool, and then you can zoom in closer to select the eye, because that's what we'll be tracking. I'm just trying to make this look a bit perfect so the track can be really good. So now I'm going to click on the track forward. So as you can see, it's actually tracking down here. So this whole part where it's showing blue is actually been tracked. So I'm going to come back here and then track this other part backwards. Yeah, so we've got that. So now we have to do the same thing to the other eye. So I'm just going to take this to the end. And now I'll turn off this layer, because if you don't turn it off while you're tracking the other eye, it's going to be tracking too, and we don't want any mistakes to happen. So I'm just going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to track backwards because I put the indicator to the end. As you can see, it's tracking. Now we now have two tracking data here. So I'm going to turn back the two tracking data. The first one, I'm going to click on this, then come down here, click on export tracking data. Make sure it's this first one, because there are multiple options, but it's this one we're going to be using. After Effects, transform data, position, scale, and rotation. Click copy to clipboard. Close here and then click on save. We're still going to come back to this part. Now come to the beginning. Make sure it's actually the accurate part, the beginning of where the clip is starting from. New, and then create a null. Trim this part of the null by pressing Alt and open brackets, and then pasting. Press Ctrl V to paste the track data from Mocha. So if you press U on the keyboard, you should see this. So this is for the first eye. So this is for the left eye. So you're going to rename this to left. So now we have to go back to Mocha again. Then copy this number 2. Copy to clipboard. Close again. And then come back. New. Create a null object. Alt open brackets to clear this, cut out the first part. Then press Ctrl V to paste tracking data. And then we've got the second one here. So I'm going to name this as right. So this is for the right eye. So now we need to put in our eyeball. So I'm just going to take this down. So as you can see, this is the eye. I'll be leaving a link at the description for you to download this eye project file. So I'm also going to trim this out, and I have to scale this down by pressing S on my keyboard, and then take this down to about 4. It's pretty much small, so I'm just going to zoom in to take this to, let me say, this part. So, or I should take it to about 4.7. Should be good enough. Yeah, I think that's good enough. And I have to link, this is the eye. So I'm going to link this first one to the left eye, which is this. So it's actually been linked. So now I'll have to duplicate the eye layer by pressing Ctrl D on my keyboard, and then drag this to this other eye, and then link this from here to the right eye. So now we've got two stuff. So if we should take this back and preview this, this is what you should get. Okay, so you can see this is actually going good. But if you notice something, this other eye, the eyelid is actually going a bit, the eye pupil is actually going a bit bigger. It was actually going bigger. So because the tracking data actually tracked out the eye. So what we have to do in this situation, we have to select both layers because we don't, the only thing we need on this part is just the position. So we have to select both right and left layer, and then press U on the keyboard. You can see all the animations, all the keyframes. We have the position, scale, and rotation. So basically what we just need is just the position. We don't need the scale and rotation. So I'm just going to shut down the scale for both eyes and then shut down the rotation for both eyes. Make sure you select both layers while doing this. So if you play this now, you can see that scale is no longer there in the eyes. But another thing you guys can actually notice is that the eye pupil is actually in front of the eyelid, which is not supposed to be so. So we can fix that in one easy step. So all you just have to do is select the video layer beneath and then press Ctrl D by duplicating it, and then take it to the top of the video. You can see it's no longer there. That's not a problem. Now go back to your mocha again, because mocha layer was already in this video. So now, as you can see the mocha here, I just have to select those two track stuff we did and delete them off, and then come over here and then select the same spline tool again. Let's start with the left eye again. Create this max part to the eye part. Basically those part whereby you know the eye pupils will be actually there. So I'm just gonna adjust this to be a bit soft so the edges can be a bit curved. Yeah. So yeah, basically the main part we're actually focusing on is just this top and this down part where the eyelids are actually on. So now I have to track this backward. So it's tracking, it's tracking, it's tracking. This is amazing. So now there are parts whereby it might be going off. You just have to adjust it manually. Again, keep tracking. It's actually going off this part again. You just have to adjust it manually. This is actually a faster way to do this whole thing. So track again. So I have to take this down a bit. Track backwards again. So it's actually having this shift again. So basically once it's done tracking, you can actually track it forward just to make sure everything's actually sinking in right. So you can see it's actually fitting in right. So basically we have to do the same thing to this other eye here. So I just have to select that spline tool again and then create that shape mask. Just in case you put in double spline, you can just select one and then delete it out. Cover the edges again. Basically our main focus is this part, but we need to get this other part right so that it can actually track well. So I'm going to turn off the first one so we don't this first one so it doesn't track. So we're only tracking the other one, which is the new one we've done. So I'll have to track backwards because the indicator is actually at the end of the video. So I have to track backwards. So we have some adjustment here to make again, like we did for the first one. To track forward to make sure everything is actually sinking in place. Now it's all looking good. So now I have to turn both layers on. So now that we're done with the track, then now since both layers are turned on, click on the close sign and everything has been saved. So now go over to the top layer. You can see that nothing is still showing. So go back to the top layer, go over to the mocha, go over to matte, and then click on create AE max. Now you can see it's actually created a max between the two eyes, but you can notice the eye is behind. So select that layer where we track the stuff and then press M on your keyboard and then change the mode from add to subtract, this other one to subtract. So now we've got this now. So wow, it's now looking a bit good. So to add some finer touches to it to make everything blend and look good, press F on your keyboard on same layer and then take it to about 3 for both eyes. So it's actually looking off a bit. So let's just take this down to maybe 2 and 2 for this too. So okay, it's looking a bit good now. So now one last thing for us to do. If you notice in the video, it didn't just start out with the eye. His eyes need to actually start glowing from a bit, like it's actually from the offset. So so what we have to do is make the blending mode for the eye to blend a bit more. So select both layers, press T on your keyboard, and then you might try to change the modes to screen first. Let's see if it actually works. Okay, screen blends in a little bit more. You can see it. Wow, screen blends in a bit more. So I think we're good to go with screen mode, but it doesn't actually just go in that way. We still need to add some touches to it. So select both layers, both eye layers, move a bit to the front, and make sure you press T on your keyboard to bring out the opacity, and then turn on the stopwatch, and then go back to the beginning of the video where he was actually raising his head, and then take down the opacity down to 0. So if you play this is what you should get. So wow, you're seeing it now. It's actually looking really dope. So guys, that's it. Thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. Hopefully it was helpful. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and peace out.